Hey guys, I'm Sean.
And I'm Jim. And this time, I think I'm going to catch Sean off guard. Now, I'm not a Harry Potter expert by any stretch of the imagination. And I've only seen the Fantastic Beasts movies maybe two or three times each. And of course, I've never read the books. But Sean says he's only seen the movies once.
Yep, the Fantastic Beasts movies. They were. I mean, I've watched them obviously, being a giant Potterhead, but it didn't pull me into this. They haven't had the ability to pull me into the story the same way that the Harry Potter books and movies did. It's just not quite as riveting to me, for whatever reason,
Well,
and I haven't watched multiple times yet.
this one is based on about maybe a 10-second clip out of a 2-minute trailer for Fantastic Beasts 3. And it's amazing how much material people have already posted just based on a 2-minute trailer. So let's see where we go with this. And Sean's getting ready, of course.
Yep.
By the way, Sean, I have to give you props. It's actually been a long time since you screwed up the audio on anything.
They get fixed automatically now.
Ah.
I no longer have to click it, so that's why they've realized that they were wrong to make us actually check it on, because realistically, people almost always want the audio, and so leaving it blank and not checked as default is silly. I do love Harry Potter
Hey
theory as a
everyone, welcome to another
general rule.
installment of Harry Potter
Make
Theory.
no mistake.
In today's video, we're actually going to be discussing a theory within the greater wizarding world. That is to say, today we'll be going for a deep dive into the latest trailer from the upcoming Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore film, which was released a few weeks back in December. Like many teasers and trailers, from a short 3-minute compilation of clips from the movie, there is much to unpack, despite its length, which is why, in this video, I've decided to focus on one particular part of the trailer. Why in the name of Merlin's beard does Jacob have a wand? Let's start off with a bit of background. For those of you who may not know, the Jacob I'm referring to here is Jacob Kowalski, an American muggle, or nomad if you're stateside, who was introduced in the first Fantastic Beasts film and who has remained a main character
Recognize
throughout
him?
the subsequent
Yeah.
sequels. In the first installment, Jacob is befriended by Newt Scamander, a quirky magizoologist and the future author of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and taken on the magical adventure of a lifetime. In their
I actually
travels,
like
Jacob
Nate.
is
That's
introduced
the
to
reason I
Queenie
like the
Goldstein,
movies.
a witch and gifted Legilimens. Being a Legilimens, she's able to read people, hearing their thoughts and feeling their emotions. In Queenie's case, without even trying. Jacob and Queenie quickly become interested in one another, and despite Jacob's memories being wiped at the end of the last film, by the second movie, the two have been reunited and are, at the very least, dating. I say at the very least, as when we first see the pair in the Crimes of Grindelwald film, Queenie claims that the two are engaged to be married. However, Newt soon uncovers that Queenie has enchanted Jacob in order to get them down the aisle. You
Real
see,
quick,
although Jacob loves Queenie,
breaking on that, I can't remember where I heard it, but it was pointed out that if somebody catches another person by means of a love potion, which is what's implied here,
Mm-hmm.
then any child born from such a union is not capable of feeling love, which was a problem with Voldemort. That that his mother, in fact, ensnared his dad by means of a love potion.
That's rather interesting. Is that's a fan theory?
Yeah, but I think it was confirmed. I'll have to go ahead and find it.
Huh. That is rather interesting. I will have to investigate that one further. I've never thought about that very much.
Queenie very much, he's unwilling to marry her, for in doing so, she would have been imprisoned, as marrying a no-maj was illegal in the United States at the time. Unfortunately for these two lovebirds, after Newt lifts the enchantment, Jacob and Queenie get into a fight. Queenie disapparates to Paris to find her sister Tina. Newt and Jacob, after finding a postcard Tina had sent Queenie from Paris, head to France in pursuit of the two sisters.
And that's
Of
another
course, there
interesting
are a
point.
few other reasons that the pair head to Paris, but those details will have to wait for another video. Quite a bit transpires in Paris, but for this theory, all we need to mention is at the end of the film, Queenie is lured into becoming a follower of Grindelwald, seduced by the promise of being able to love and marry whomever she chooses, such as a no-maj like Jacob. Of course, this is terribly misguided, as Grindelwald is infamous for his anti-Muggle sentiments and beliefs that Muggles are beneath wizarding kind.
Right.
But apparently, Queenie doesn't view it.
That I knew.
Yeah. And
That I knew from the books from the Harry Potter books.
And it's worthy of pointing out that so many times people are enthralled with leaders and they think their leaders want to make things better for them when in fact their leaders are completely opposite in what they believe.
Yes.
Do it this way. Which brings us to the upcoming Secrets of Dumbledore film. In the trailer, Queenie looks to be quite comfortable, and might I add, powerful, in the service of Gellert Grindelwald. And Jacob, intent on getting her back, and still in the company of Newt, is given a wand by Dumbledore by way of Mr. Scamander. This brings us to the question, why give Jacob a wand? And who on earth does it belong to? Here are a few theories I've come up with so far. Theory 1. The wand is real and Jacob has some magical qualities. As there are varying levels of magic present in every witch or wizard, could it be possible that Dumbledore has sensed that Jacob possesses a small amount of magical power? With this wand, suppose he could learn to channel minor magic and use it for simple spells, such
Others
as Hagrid
have
did with
said
his
he's a
umbrella in
squib,
Harry Potter.
and
These would be
there's back
spells
an
he
air
could
of
use to protect
Hufflepuff.
himself and his friends in times of dire need. There's also the possibility that, even with no magical power, Dumbledore thought it safer to give Jacob a functioning wand that could expel chaotic magic in desperate times, because a real wand, even when used by a Muggle, always produces magic, just not always with the desired effects. This theory is supported by the quick glimpse we get in the trailer of Jacob looking like he's attempting to use the wand in an encounter with Queenie. Theory 2. The wand is nothing more than a prop used to disguise Jacob as a wizard, as it's
That
been
one
well
seems to make the most
established that
sense to me.
Jacob is in fact a no-maj throughout the previous films. It's quite unlikely that he possesses any magical talent, so perhaps he's been given a fake wand just to help him blend in within the wizarding world. After all, in the trailer, we see Jacob in a few different magical settings, including Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. That way, if he were to encounter a bad lot of witches or wizards, say Grindelwald's acolytes, he could at least feign that he was a wizard, maybe even pretend to be one who supported Grindelwald,
I have trouble with
and
that
escape
one.
the meeting unscathed.
I do too.
Because without a wand, he would likely just be a sitting duck. No wand, no magic, no maj, no chance.
I would
Theory
think that it
3.
would be
The wand
really
is real and
apparent.
be used by the others if they are disarmed. Perhaps
Maybe.
Newt and Dumbledore have given Jacob a proper,
Depends on how good his poker
functioning
face
wand
is.
in the event that they get taken by a group of Grindelwald's followers.
Unless they ask for a demonstration to prove it, which at that point it'd be.
Yeah, even
you know.
then you're asking them to be incredibly blind.
Not necessarily. Just because you're a wizard doesn't mean you have to pull out your wand for every little task.
Well, okay, I'm thinking of a scene from Deathly Hallows. I want to say part 1 with Dolores.
Yeah.
Giving Reggie's wife, say, you are not a witch, even though she actually is.
Yes.
You can see where she's saying, oh, no, you cannot possibly be a witch. This wand cannot possibly show you stole this wand from a witch.
Right.
And I'm thinking that a follower of Grindelwald would probably have an attitude like hers and be doubtful of anybody.
Maybe, maybe not. I mean, that's all highly speculative. We don't know.
If there
In
were
this
him
scenario,
being a mudblood, if I can use that term, or a half blood, I think they'd be suspicious.
Maybe so, maybe not. Maybe you just act as if, and if your bluff is good enough, you might be able to trick them. Who knows?
the
Maybe.
assumption would be that the acolytes, being quite powerful witches and wizards in their own right, would be able to tell that Jacob is a muggle. And so they would disarm Newt and the other wizards, but they wouldn't think to check Jacob for a wand. After all, why would a muggle be carrying one? So now Newt and the others would have a wand concealed on Jacob, ready for them to use when the opportunity presented itself. The scene from the trailer that I mentioned in theory number 1, of Jacob encountering Queenie while wielding his wand, could also have been interpreted as him getting ready to throw the wand to Newt or another wizard.
That
Theory
was
number
interesting.
4. The wand is of great value, and Dumbledore
Yeah.
is using Jacob to hide it in plain sight. One final thought I
That would be very Dumbledore-like. Hide it in plain sight.
have to answer the question of why Jacob would have a wand is that perhaps it is actually a very important wand, one that Dumbledore wishes to hide somewhere Grindelwald wouldn't think to look for it. After all, a powerful wizard like Grindelwald, who so believed in the superiority of pure-blooded wizards and their domination over humanity, would hardly think to look for something of importance in the possession of a muggle. He would
That's
never
fair.
think to entrust something of great value to someone
Huge
without
gamble.
magic, so he might not be able to conceive that anyone else.
I'm sorry. Huge gamble. I want you to think through the entire Harry Potter story and think about how many huge gambles Dumbledore took.
Okay.
That
Point
would not
taken.
be out of character for him to take a huge gamble.
Point taken.
else could either. Which brings us to one more question. If the wand is in fact a real wand, who does it belong to? You may remember that the wand chooses the wizard, as the wand maker Ollivander so gravely told Harry Potter before he entered his first year at Hogwarts. I suppose the wand given to Jacob could be some random, unclaimed wand that has yet to choose its master, one which Dumbledore has borrowed from the wand maker's shop. Of course, if the wand is a fake, and more of a prop to help Jacob blend in, as we discussed in theory number 2, then it wouldn't have an owner. But
Makes
for
sense.
theory number 4, if the wand is an important one, who could it belong to that would make it a wand of great value? We
That's
know
a
from
good
the Harry
question.
Potter
Maybe
series
Merlin.
and supporting materials, such as illustrations from the tales of Beedle the Bard.
Well, that's not totally out of the question. Looking at it and looking at the image of it, it's definitely not not the Elder Wand.
No, it's not.
Definitely not. So the only other person now, the Death Stick, Wand of Destiny, and the Elder Wand are all the same wand. So the only other thing that it could be would be a wand of one of the original 4 members of the original 4 heads of houses at Hogwarts.
That's what I was going to mention as a possibility, as opposed to what's coming up, because I did watch this first, but even
I have
so,
not watched this, or Merlin's wand, because Merlin is a character in the Harry Potter verse.
Actually, I like your idea of one of the 4 original founders better than what he's going to mention.
Okay. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Merlin, actually, though. I'm leaning towards Merlin over one of the 4 founders, because that would be more of an artifact, you know what I mean, than one of the 4 one of the heads of houses.
And that this wand is not the Elder Wand, as that exceptional wand was quite unassuming in appearance, made of elderwood with a core of thestral hair.
I don't know if that's unassuming.
Dumbledore trailer, it would appear that Grindelwald is in possession
That's
of a
quite
wand
distinctive.
that closely resembles the Elder Wand as depicted in the Harry Potter films. The wand given to Jacob, on the other hand, neither matches the description of the Elder Wand in the books, nor the appearance of it as presented in the Harry Potter films.
Right.
So, whose wand could this be if it were an important one? Could it be that it's Grindelwald's original wand before he got his hands on the Elder Wand? I suppose we'll have to wait for the film's release in the spring to find out the answer. And with that,
clearly
we've made it
is
to
the
the end
Elder
of this
Wand.
video. What do you think? Why has Jacob been given a wand? Whose wand could it be? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, remember, imperfect understanding is often more dangerous than ignorance.
Yeah, it was
Now,
very interesting.
yeah, let's say, even though you haven't watched the movies quite as many times as I have, I've only watched them 2 or 3 times each.
Right. I
I know enough about it to find it.
I actually quite like his explanation as well.
Well, there's another one, another video from the brothers. Hey brother, that guy.
Yeah.
And his theory is that Jacob is actually a squib, and that he's an heir of Hufflepuff.
That would be extremely interesting.
And he lays out a rationale for it, where that makes sense.
Well, I don't remember seeing any evidence. Oh, yeah. I don't know that they thoroughly proved that he's even a no-maj, that Jacob's a no-maj. Because it's not like in the movies they ever tried to get him to cast a spell.
Right.
That never happened, so it could very well be that he's not a no-maj. He just slipped through the cracks.
Right.
That's a possibility too. Maybe he's not a no-maj.
Right, and that's sort of related to the first theory where Dumbledore senses some hidden magic in him.
Right. And that makes quite a lot of sense. So
yes, so that's the reason I'm looking forward to this next film. Given your reservations for why you're on the fence about it.
yeah.
And I agree. I totally agree with that. I think that was a raw deal.
Yeah.
The thing I have
Speaking, of
trouble
course,
with,
of Johnny Depp, guys, that's what I'm referring to. I mean, he got a raw deal. I mean, he obviously got his name was cleared of the allegations that got him fired. So the fact that he still has lost his role is absolutely infuriating to me, and I'm despite my thorough love of the Harry Potter universe, I am genuinely considering sitting this one out.
well, I mean, that could lead into a long discussion about J.K. Rowling herself.
Yes, it could.
Which we will avoid.
We will avoid that for now, at least.
At least publicly. We might have a private discussion on it.
Yeah.
But anyway, Sean, I hope you enjoyed that.
I did enjoy that, and I do watch this guy, this Harry Potter Theory. By the way, guys, definitely go to his channel, show him some love, check him out. If you guys are watching this, make sure that you go check him out as well. And I think that's it.
All
Later,
right,
guys. We'll see you in the next one.